Well, Chartiers Valley hockey fans have been waiting to say this since 1986. The Colts are Penguins Cup champions. They rally, they tie it, they force OT, and they pull it out. The perfect PIHL season. They run the table, and they capture the Penguins Cup championship in overtime against the Greensburg-Salem Golden Lions. Matt Popchuk with the Golden Child, if you will. Tyler Held, 2 weeks in a row, a playoff game-winning goal. Tonight, a championship game-winning goal.
Yes.
Just take us through the play and tell us how you felt when you saw it go in.
I was just trying to get it on net. I honestly didn't even know it went in. I was going back to the bench to change, and then everyone started screaming. I looked back, and it was in the net.
How tough was that goaltender, Tristan Gonzalez, to beat tonight for you guys?
He was good. Their defense was blocking a lot of shots. We really couldn't get anything through. This was like the lowest we've ever had shots through the whole season.
Does that make it tougher on you guys as you go through the playoffs, having to face these unfamiliar out-of-division opponents?
Yeah, it's just a new thing, and we always end up underestimating them. We have to start out fast.
And you've played your position very well consistently throughout the season. You were one of the least scored upon teams in the entire league. So I think, I've seen some CV games this season. I think people overlook your offensive skill set because I've seen you shoot the puck.
Yeah.
And you've got yourself some goals over the course of the year. Does Coach Benetti encourage you to let her rip when you have a good look?
Yeah, if I have an open shot, he wants me to take it.
Chartiers Valley has had teams that came close. They were right there but just couldn't get over the hump.
And hockey's never been big at our school. It's usually just basketball and football, but now maybe it will get bigger.
And perhaps that'll change. And again, an undefeated campaign for Chartiers Valley as they enter the state championship contest this weekend out in eastern Pennsylvania. And that's another thing that kind of blows my own mind. So much has to go your way, as tough as the league is these days, to go through an entire season without losing a game. What's special about this particular group of guys?
We have a lot of depth. We've all became really close over the last few years because we only had 3 seniors last year, so we basically all played last year and we all know each other.
A lot of lip prints on that Penguins Cup trophy, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears go into it as well. A dramatic overtime victory for game-winning goal scorer Tyler Held and the Chartiers Valley Colts. They pull it off. They run the table, and they are Penguins Cup champions. Congratulations, Tyler.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tyler. Great job. Well, with the possible exception of the man next to me, Brian Mitchell, Tristan Gonzalez just might have been the hardest working man in Westmoreland County over the last couple weeks. But the Chartiers Valley Colts, his opponent this particular Tuesday night, would not be denied. The Colts pull it off in overtime. They rally. They complete the undefeated PIHL season. What a finish to championship week.
Well, yeah, you look at what we had this weekend. I was talking with Jack Kukan and Lenny Santora between that game, and you realize if you take the 2 empty net goals in that double A game out, all 4 games were 2 goals or less. 3 1-goal games. It was a very, very competitive, very fiery championship week whenever you look up and down, the top to bottom. And I'm going to say one thing. Hats off to the players. Hats off to the class that we saw out there. And big time, thank you to the fans, the parents, and everybody that got involved in this to make this a very, very successful championship week. And I think if you didn't watch on the last pregame when we made the announcement, we have a couple things that we're going to be announcing tomorrow and hopefully in the future for you guys. But I really just wanted to jump on and say thank you to everybody at home, everybody that was involved with this, all the media. 10-Band, you guys do a heck of a job every year. Kennedy, you're over there celebrating yourself. I appreciate that. You got to appreciate yourself sometimes whenever you do that because you do put in a lot of work. But, when it comes down to it, thank you guys.
And I'm glad you mentioned the fans, Mitch, because I want to Kennedy and I were talking about that before we talked to the game-winning goal scorer, Tyler Held, just not long ago, before we went on here in postgame. Much has been said about, the venue in which these games are played annually. Some people still miss the days when the Penguins hosted the Penguins Cup Championship games. But to your point, give me a wrapped, rocking barn that was going nuts all week over a larger venue where it's harder to replicate that atmosphere. The atmosphere for all 4 games was absolutely amazing. You nailed it.
We were sitting in the end zones on the opposite side looking at the crowds, and we actually, it was surreal to us. I mean, I caught Tom Halliburka, the commissioner, saying, "This is amazing. This is the crowd." During that Single A championship game, the student section's just giving it to each other at the end. If you paid attention to what they were saying to each other, they were literally, this is exactly what you want in high school athletics, and it was amazing. And that's why I say, hands down, one of the best experiences I had, and my second year in doing this, it's been amazing. So thank you all. Thank you, all of you, for everything that you did, for coming out here, watching on 10 Band, doing everything you did, because these kids deserve it. It's all about them. It's not about us. It's not about, we could sit here and talk about our accolades all year. It's all about them. So that's it. That's all I'm going to say, Mr. Popchalk. I got a long drive home. I want to thank you. Enjoy the rest of your night, sir. All right, you guys take care at home. I'll see you guys.
Thank you, Brian.
For Girls League. Girls League coming up in April. Yes.
Mid-April. Tax time.
It's time.
Get those taxes done. Watch some PIHL Girls Division
Thanks,
hockey.
guys.
And we are joined by a man with some bling.
Oh, yeah.
He's got Romeo, oh Romeo, here for art thou, Romeo. Romeo Isolde, he of the critical game-time goal. And Romeo, when you're playing against a hot goalie like Tristan Gonzalez was for Greensburg-Salem, sometimes you got to get junk through, and it seems like you did that on the tying marker.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great shot from the point. I just got my stick on it, got a nice tip, but I mean, we were lacking shots. I mean, that game could have went way differently, but, we played good. We really stuck it out.
Was this the most frustrating opponent for you guys in these playoffs? Why or why not?
I mean, I don't think they were. I mean, they're obviously a great team, but, I mean, we just started off slow, but we found that drive, we found that momentum, and we pushed forward.
Did Coach Benetti talk to you guys over the course of the season and during the playoffs about being able to adapt? Because that's one thing I couldn't help but notice you guys have done really well. You've won games where you score a lot of goals that you can turn into, kind of one-sided, but you've also been able to win, the 2-1, 3-2 kind of games over the course of the year.
Yeah, I mean, we've been able to adapt to a lot of situations. All these teams play differently, and we just figure out what they do. We adapt to it. We keep playing hard, get pucks deep. Coach's motto is gritty, not pretty. So that's what we kind of live by. But it was a great time.
How did it feel to see that shot go in off Tyler's stick?
Oh my God, that was amazing. It was surreal.
Getting back to Coach Benetti for a second, I'm glad you mentioned him. I know for a fact that in recent years he's had offers and opportunities, I'm sure, to coach other PIHL programs. Because he said he's on the record as saying he wanted to be at Chartiers Valley. He wanted to be there with this group, help them see it through, get that elusive championship. What does that mean to you guys to be able to play for someone like that?
It's really just loyalty. I really appreciate the fact that he wanted to stay with us, work with us as a group, make us better players, and, all that. I mean, it's what brought us here. He's a great coach, great guy. It's amazing.
And again, to complete the season undefeated, the PIHL season, as you go on to states this weekend in Eastern Pennsylvania, the last team to do that in the PIHL was the team that beat the Chartiers Valley in 2021, ironically. And it doesn't happen every day. So much has to go your way to have a perfect season. What's special about this group?
The drive and the mentality. I was lucky enough to be on the team in 2021 when we lost in Penn's Cup Finals. But, seeing it come full circle right around here and us actually winning this time, it's very special to me.
You were not born yet the last time Chartiers Valley won one of these things. The year was 1986. And now the drought is over. Chartiers Valley can finally celebrate another Penguins Cup championship. How does it feel to be a part of history?
It's amazing, you know. Hopefully my name's stapled in this school forever, but, you know.
Oh, I think that's a pretty safe bet at this point. Romeo Isolde, congratulations.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Hey, Chris, Matt Popchuk. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
My boss has told me lots about you.
Yeah, really?
All good things.
Okay, that's good.
Well, the captain made it happen. Chris DeAngelis, Chartiers Valley, leading the 23-24 Colts to their first Penguins Cup title since 1986. The drought is indeed over. The Colts are officially over the hump, and what a dramatic hockey game it was. And as Romeo said, kind of hinting at Coach Benetti's mantra, gritty, not pretty. Did you envision this being a kind of game going into tonight where maybe style points wouldn't matter?
Yeah, I definitely did. I mean, I played my freshman year against Indiana, and we knew that was going to be a very physical game because obviously it's the championship. And we knew coming in it was going to be a physical game, and we're not going to be able to deke everybody or, you know, just go around the corner, you know, do whatever you want, deke. But towards the third period, we started talking, hey, we need shots. None of this fancy stuff, gritty, get to the net, you know, jam some rebounds and some tips, and, you know, it worked out for us.
It seems like in the last couple of seasons, when you look at when you take the helicopter view of the Penguins Cup playoffs, a lot of the, if you will, weird results and a lot of the upsets seem to happen in 1A. And I think a lot of that comes from, you know, the teams playing against less familiar opponents in the playoffs. Did that make it challenging at all for you guys to prepare for tonight?
I mean, not really. We had film on the team, so we were pretty well prepared. We knew they were going to swing and throw pucks up the wall, so we had our forecheck in place. We weren't really executing it at first, and then we bared down towards the third period and started, you know, taking off that wall, and that's pretty much it.
What did Coach Benetti and you guys talk about during the ice cut, and for that matter, before the sudden victory period?
Well, actually, Austin Eftimitis had a very great speech during that third period cut. You know, he's not the best skilled player, but, man, he is a brute guy. He's big. He'll do whatever he wants. You know, I mean, he plays football, so he's running back. He's very great. And we all bought in. We were like, man, he's right. We need to step it up, and we did.
And, again, the undefeated season, the first time since the 2021 Indiana team that's been done, and you guys pull it off this year. So much has to go your way over the course of a season to be perfect, as hard as it is to win in the league these days. What's special about this particular group?
So I got selected captain my junior year, and ever since then, I've been trying to get everybody to buy in and, you know, see my vision of, hey, we can actually do this in the next couple of years. So, like, buy in. There were a couple rough patches last year. People weren't really buying in. People wanted to do their own thing. And I feel like after that winter break that we had last December, I feel like we did a really good job at, you know, becoming a team. And we're actually, like, friends. Like some teams are more isolated and they have, like, the pocket, like, 3 groups or whatever. We are all one group, and we love each other. We're great friends.
And you mentioned your previous playoff experience, the game in 21. Just physically, mentally, what have you, does it make a difference to have played in one of these things before?
It definitely does. The nerves can definitely get you. I was feeling a little nervous, but you know what? I came out, I knew what to execute, and that's what we did. I tried telling other people, you know what, if your hands aren't there, get to the red line, get the puck deep, and that's what we did. That's pretty much it.
How did it feel to see that goal go in off Tyler's
Oh,
stick?
my God. It was the best feeling ever. I didn't even realize it went in. I just was like, all right, I got to get my helmet off and throw it up in the air as high as I can.
It's funny. We talked to him earlier. He's very modest, and we've done a number of CV games, especially the second half of this season. And one of the things I was talking about earlier was, you know, positionally he's a good defenseman, but he can shoot the puck. He actually is a pretty good shooting defenseman, and we've seen him score some goals this year. And I feel like at times maybe that offensive skill set is overlooked. So I'm not all that shocked that he scored.
Yeah, we have this thing going for our power play where I just stand in front and get tips and screen the goalie, and it's been working. The goalie can't actually see him shoot. So, I mean, that's how we scored in the Moon game. That's how we scored last couple games. Plum, pretty much every game, we're on that power play. We get people in front, and he just rips it.
Not even a hot goalie can stop what he can't see.
Yeah.
And the Colts are going to go on to play in the state championship game this weekend in Eastern Pennsylvania. But whatever happens out in the East this weekend, you guys have made Chartiers Valley hockey history. What does that mean to you personally?
It means the world. I mean, I've been thinking about this since like second grade. I mean, I've ever since I was a junior Colt, you know, all the like older varsity guys come out and skate with you, and I had a talk with one of them when I was really young, and they were like, you know what, man, you could do this, and we did it. So. Oh
yes, they did. The Chartiers Valley Colts, for the first time since '86, Penguins Cup champions. They complete the perfect PIHL season. The captain made it happen. Chris DeAngelis, thanks, man. Congratulations.
Love you, Mom.
Good job, Chris. Thanks a lot.